Hello. So here's the poem, The Solitary Reaper, written by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is indeed a familiar name for you all. You'll definitely have studied his poems in your school days. He was an early romantic writer, a British poet. He launched romanticism in British poetry along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So that was a kind of revolution in poetry then. So he was born in 1770 and he died in 1850. So this poem, The Solitary Reaper, is written by William Wordsworth. He is also called a nature poet because he finds solace, he finds peace in nature. So he writes about nature, and that is why he is called a nature poet. He is very happy to be in the presence of nature. So in this poem we have a reaper, a lady who is reaping in the field. She is alone in the field and she is singing. So you might have also seen people doing different kinds of work, singing songs. So in your culture also, you have different kinds of songs which are associated to a particular community or a particular craft work. So they may sing about their history, or they sing about heroes that they know. They sing about love stories. They sing about family stories. Okay. So here also this lady who is reaping alone in a field is singing songs. So the poet is passing by and he is very much interested in the song. He is captivated by the song. So let me read line by line and explain. Behold her single in the field. Yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. So one day when the poet was passing through a highland region in Scotland, he notices a woman, a working woman. The woman was working in the field. She was reaping in the field, and he notices her singing a song. She has sickle in her hand. She is harvesting. She was very attractive. So listening to that song, he didn't know if he has to stop there or gently pass without disturbing her. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. So she is alone doing her work. She is very carefully doing her work, singing the song so that it eases the laborious task that she is doing. So she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. So he is not able to understand the song correctly, but then he identifies that it is a melancholy strain. It is a sad song. It is not a very happy song. From the tune itself, we can guess if it is a happy song, if it is an enjoyable song, if it is a sad song, very moody, from its tone. So the poet is also guessing the tone of the song. So the valley there is becoming profound, glorious with the overflowing sound of that melancholy strain, of that sad music. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. So this is such a beautiful song, so soothing, even though it sounded sad and melancholy. And he is saying that even any nightingale would have sung such a beautiful song. He has never heard a nightingale singing such a song in the valley, and the valley never echoed that kind of a beautiful song. So it was a voice that is suitable for welcoming tired travelers from the desert of Arabia. It was indeed thrilling, and it was more beautiful than the song of the cuckoo bird in springtime. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. With no one telling me what she sings, perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago. So, this was such a powerful song which was enough to break the silence in that remote group of islands which lie in Scotland. The poet could not know the real reason or the story behind that song, but he thinks that there may be untold stories which are coming out through her poem. For old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago. Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that had been and may be again? So is she singing song about olden days, about history, the heroes of the past, or is she singing songs about the mundane life, natural sorrow, loss or pain, familiar matters of today? Is she singing about the theme of the song may be familiar to us, may be universal theme. Whatever the theme the maiden sang, as if her singing at her work, I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending, I listened motionless and still. So whatever be the theme, the song is just fantabulous. So he is just not able to move from there. He is stuck there listening to that melancholy strain. The poet observes that regardless of the theme, the song is endless. It seems echoing in his ears. He was so attracted by the melody that he stopped there to listen the song. He was motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. So, after pausing there for some time, after listening to the song, he understood that the song seemed endless. So, he slowly moved from the place, and when he moved, he could carry his heart full with that melody. He was not able to let it go. It was just following him. So the music in my heart I bore. I took that music along with me in my heart, and long after it was heard no more. So it was not physically heard, but then it remained in his heart forever. He climbed the hill slowly. His heart was full of that song, and he went back to the same field where the young woman was working. But later on, the young woman was not there, and he could no longer hear that melodious voice, but it was still there in the back of his mind as a beautiful melody. So I hope you like the poem. Read the poem on your own. It is there in your textbook. The Solitary Reaper, written by William Wordsworth.